This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman. We end today's show with another film that's been shortlisted for the Academy Awards in the Best Documentary Feature category, Holding Liat. On October 7, 2023, during a Hamas's attack on Israel, the Israeli-American Liat Beinin Atzili was taken hostage along with 250 others, at least 12 of them U.S. citizens. Holding Liat is an intimate lens into the heart-wrenching fight by Liat's family to free her. The film follows her parents, Yehuda and Chaya Beinin, as they cope with the fear and uncertainty of their daughter's captivity while witnessing Israel's war on Gaza unfold in real time. This is the trailer for Holding Liat.
Our intelligence says your daughter Liat is being held by terrorists in the Gaza Strip.
Wait.
It is so hard not knowing what's going on with her. My biggest worry is that she's not with us anymore.
We're being led by crazy people, whether it's on the Israeli side or whether on the Palestinian side. And the result is all this death and destruction.
Yehuda and I deal with problems differently.
The struggle for peace and reconciliation is the best way to respect Liat and Aviv and provide the human side to the story.
I'm not going to thank them for abducting my parents and murdering my acquaintances.
Let's just figure out where Liat and Aviv are. Let's just focus on that, Abba.
Want to be supportive of the family, and on the other hand, I'm here and I disagree politically.
Sometimes it's better to just be quiet, because you know what? For getting Liat and Aviv back, put a yarmulke on your head.
No, I'm not going to run away. I'll stand my ground.
There's no way of knowing how much longer this is going to go on.
Who's holding her? Is she in a house? Is she in a cave? Is she being fed? Does she have her glasses? The longer it takes, the harder it is to stay positive.
There's no guarantee that either of them are cutting out of this alive.
We just got the list, and unfortunately, Liat is not on today's list.
In this clip of Holding Liat, Liat's father, Yehuda Beinin, travels to Washington, D.C. to advocate for Liat, his daughter's release.
Whatever happens with Aviv and Liat, it's not in my hands. But it's not in my nature just to sit around and to wait for things to happen. This is not a future that I envision for either of my children. When has war ever ended well? Liat actually, because she's smarter than me, understood this a long time ago, much before me.
For more, we're joined by Liat Beinin Atzili, high school history teacher, subject of the film Holding Liat. She was held hostage in Gaza for 54 days, released in November 2023. And Brandon Kramer, director of Holding Liat, which has been shortlisted for the Oscars in Best Documentary Feature category. Welcome you both to Democracy Now! And my condolences, Liat, on the death of your husband. You were both taken from the kibbutz near Az. You did not know during that whole 54 days that he had been killed?
I didn't know, and thank you. I didn't know what had happened to him, and I didn't know what had happened to my two sons who were on the kibbutz. I have a daughter, my youngest, who wasn't on the kibbutz on that day, so I knew that at least she was alive. That was what kept me going during those days.
And talk about who held you.
I was held at first by a family for about 36 hours. They were the family of the person who took me from my house. He was a member of Hamas. I don't know what his family's politics were, but they treated me very well. I have to say that.
It was his mother?
Yeah, his mother and his sister. And after about 36 hours, I was transferred to a different place where at first there were about 10 Hamas people, and eventually I stayed with two that...
with two men?
With two men who were with me until I was released.
You and another hostage?
Me and another hostage, yes.
How did they treat you?
They told us from the beginning that we were very isolated, which is a little bit different than what most of the other hostages experienced. I mean, we didn't see anybody other than each other, and they kept telling us that they had no idea what was going on with other hostages, and that it was their job to keep us safe and to keep us healthy until we were released in a hostage deal, and that's what they did.
And we go through the agony of your family. We interviewed your uncle, Stanford professor Joel Beinin, well known as a deep critic of the Netanyahu government, talking about you, but wanting you to tell your own story here, which is why it is an honor for you to be here. And Brandon Kramer, in the little time we have left, why you decided to do this film about Liat.
Yeah, I mean, Liat and Aviv, they're relatives of mine, and when
Aviv, her husband.
Aviv, her husband, and when we found out that Liat and Aviv were taken, we felt this responsibility to pick up our camera and start documenting what their family was going through. And as we started to film, you know, we were documenting Liat's father, who within days of Liat being released, was very vocal, saying, I don't want my daughter and son-in-law's captivity to be used as justification or weaponized to perpetuate violence against Palestinians in Gaza. I want the opposite. I want peace. I want reconciliation. And in that moment in time, that was not a story that was being told. The narrative was very different, and that's why we made the film.
And Liat, your message to the world 2 years later, your feelings today.
Well, it's very difficult speaking after watching parts of the film. The voice of Hind Rajab, really, it's so moving and touching. And I think that the most important thing that people remember is that there aren't any conflicts that there aren't any conflicts that are unsolvable. It's just a matter of people wanting to speak to each other and wanting to listen and to understand each other's stories, and that if we don't do that, we're just allowing violence to take over. And like my dad says in the film and in the parts that we saw,
3 seconds.
More violence and more killing aren't going to get us anywhere.
We're going to do part 2 and post online at democracynow.org. Liat Beinin Atzili, held by Hamas for 54 days. Brandon Kramer, director of Holding Liat. Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more.